Annyeonghaseyo. Hello, xin chào mọi người. Một cuối tuần nữa lại tới. Trong tuần vừa rồi thì mình định chơi, nhưng mà tối về bận quá với cả mệt quá cũng chả chơi được. Thế là thôi đành chờ đến thứ bảy để có thể ngồi nguyên một ngày thảnh thơi, không làm gì cả, chỉ ngồi chơi game, ăn và chơi game. Con đường lợn hóa bắt đầu. Thì đây nào, chúng ta quay trở lại với trò chơi Disco Elysium mà mấy hôm nay là mình chơi đó. Lần trước là chúng ta đã dừng lại ở um, một đoạn hay là vừa bước vào căn phòng của lão đứng đầu của hội công đoàn, nhân viên những người làm ở xưởng đóng tàu. Ôi, nói chung là dịch tiếng Anh rất là khó, nên là đấy, nói chung là gọi là hội công đoàn dành cho nhân viên của những người đóng tàu. Thì cuối cùng là cũng đã thoát được cái nút thắt là không phải đi lòng vòng, chả biết là tôi đang làm gì, tôi đang ở đâu và tiếp theo làm cái gì. Thì bây giờ là tìm được mình đã tìm được mở được một cái map mới, mở được một cái ô mới. Đây, đấy thấy chưa? Harbor đây thấy chưa? Ui dồi ôi. Nèo, bắt đầu chơi tiếp thôi. Không biết hôm nay là chơi được đến những đâu, nhưng mà cố gắng là sẽ mở cày được vào tốt. Đây, bác nhà ta đây. Và gọi là anh nhân viên cộng sự. Ố, nhặt nhạnh. Đi đến đâu phải nhặt nhạnh mọi người ạ. Khổ lắm, tối nay lại còn phải lo tiền. Mấy giờ rồi? Đấy, 7 giờ rồi, tối nay lại còn phải lo trả tiền, gọi là tiền ngủ. Phòng lão này trông cũng được đấy chứ nhở. Nhiều thứ
On
thế.
second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders.
Tăng tiếng lên.
Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Chưa level up được.
Hundreds of documents, and the same. You already went through all of these.
Made retry again ạ. Chơi luôn.
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
Để gọi là hiểu được tất cả những cái con số này. Ở trong cái sổ này là sổ ghi sách, ghi tiền, thôi nhớ đâu rồi. Ghi là gì? Đây là ghi số lượng nguyên vật liệu ra và vào. Đấy, mà tình cờ tìm thấy một cái gọi là gì, một cái chữ viết tay à?
It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters.
Một cái list danh sách những việc phải
Remember,
làm.
Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everard's plants, sweep office floor, more banner. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
Everard Clare, probably, the head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood? Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes. Special. All items on the list have been crossed out. The drawer slides shut. An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change."
Điện thoại à? Thế rồi. Vào đây sao chả gặp ai à? Thế vào đây để làm gì? Ở đây lại ra đây rồi, tức là mở. Ở đây lấy được cái áo của mình.
The tarpaulin cloak. As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours.
Không thôi, đi đỡ kính cho nó cung ngầu. Gì đây? Pop Spirit thôi. Các vận dụng. Quần à, mình chưa có quần nào mới này. Áo ok này. Mũ à? Thôi. Cái mũ này nữa. Nào, xem là lấy được cái gì nào. Ồ, interact được cái này à?
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover. Because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism, they represent a society in accord with the natural world and at the same time above it. Because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. After rifling the pages with your thumb the magazine is divided into several sections. International developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, "Du cristal alla fume." This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, only 4 issues in. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
Tức là bọn xưởng này, bọn làm ở bến cảng này thì đang gọi là có xu hướng theo chủ nghĩa cộng sản. Thế đây là bọn nó mà có cái
You
Quyển
flip
tạp
back
chí
to the front
này
of the magazine. This section includes you all face it.
quá dài
You
ấy.
flip back to the front of the magazine. It takes why they decided to it evokes as you leaf through this section. The main feature though, the tip-top tourney is an inter-isolar. This so-called
Có
art,
gì
you think
interesting
you're
không
set
ta?
instead. You where to even start? So all of under
Cái đoạn này
capitalism,
là những
the
cái đoạn
article
mà kiểu
says
bọn đấy bung
every
dài dòng
pursuit,
ấy.
thus, and that at the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000. Sure, that's because you.
Ah, come on. Can this article read your mind? A certain kind of young man reads one or two. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent. According to these editorials, there can be no accommodation with the forces of international capital or their mucilaginous allies. Judging from the context, it's something very large and fundamental. You should probably know about it already. You flip back to the front of the magazine.
Không có gì.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal? The air suddenly it's time to become a citizen of the kingdom of conscience. I knew we could trust you. Remember, real democracy is just
Ui, rộng phết. Cứ đi cái này thì chắc là sẽ bị miss nhiều đồ ấy. Để đi từng khu một. Hết khu này rồi đến khu kia. Đúng rồi. Thể nào mà lại đang đi dở thấy nào đi hết cái khu trên này đi.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
If you must.
But nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinieri uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera.
Nè, này có phải từ. Có phải là cái thằng, không phải thằng chủ là Evat, René là một thằng khác. Không phải là inventory rồi.
Why did you take that picture of René? Fine, but let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
This is the night watch. The chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is the drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however, does hold some cheap painkillers. They are slightly out of date. Oh boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia? Maybe this was a bad idea. You take the painkillers. They are yours now. You stand and exit the booth.
Xuống cái dưới kia nhỉ? Xuống đây có cái gì nữa ấy? Đấy, đấy thấy chưa? Được à? Xuống được à? Xuống nước nào? Xuống được. Xuống được cái gì này? Cái photo happy couple bán được tiền mới đau tôi. Nghèo quá quá đúng nổi rồi.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. Two buttons marked Marsh and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marsh. On. Arrête. Off. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Hy vọng không có ai. Chứ mình vào xong mình làm cái này như chỗ đông người thế này. Hơi bị sợ đấy.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled. Move in this container, of course. For this purpose,
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers.
the crane does not return to its... Before you stands a cargo container.
You do? There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to get the body down from the tree.
No reply. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Ủa, đó, từ. Có cái khu... Ơ, nó thấy lít na từ. Có cái để mở đúng không? Đó. Có cái để mở đây. Rồi, xem có được không nào.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Không được à? Cần phải còn có cái gì? Lại xem lại lần.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Không có cái gì để mở à? Thích nhỉ? Tiền nhiều, kiếm được nhiều phết đấy. Chưa em chưa đi xong mọi người, các anh ơi.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red.
The lyrics to this container song are being made. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubis.
Container, container, used to be well packed. Everard, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister. Oh yes, born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then, too old to lose my accent. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just...
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone. No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big... Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We have...
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so. Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
Hóa ra là cái bọn mà ở trong cái quán ăn ấy, cái khách sạn nhà mình ấy, là bọn đó là chơi. Ông Everett bảo là đi nghỉ, không cho đi lại, không cả gọi là thế nào nhỉ? Tạm thời nghỉ ngơi đấy. Tại vì chắc là chúng nó giết người.
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hard ease.
Look at him. It's not gonna be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
I remember I was the runt of the class. But Mr. Everett and his brother always came to help. Once they beat old Noel, Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You should go talk to Mr. Everett. Yes, yes, everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way, Leonard Bellick, but everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on, but I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
He respects that word.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years, she has.
Law school? Could she be talking about the union fixer, aka the gardener?
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real nice girl. Smart as a whip, too.
Telling the gardener you know her name might throw her off. Perhaps something to consider later.
Oh, we're on a...
So,
Not, but Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week. Oh, him and his boy.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
No, I don't think they killed anyone. Let's better talk about something else. Titus and his boys do good work. I don't want to get them in trouble over a little drinking.
He probably doesn't know anything anyway. Who in their right mind would tell him?
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht. Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however.
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Hold on. Tức là cái chỗ mà nhà bếp ở cái khách sạn mình đang ở Wailing in Rags là dùng để nấu súp cho bọn gọi là công nhân ở cái cảng này à?
Oh, the Whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad. Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir. Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
Oh, you want Mr. Everard then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys. Oh, Mr. Everard is usually in his office, of course. But you gotta be quick if you want to see him. He leaves around 10 p.m.
Ồ, 10 p.m. Ok.
Bye bye now.
Đi thôi, đi thôi, đi thôi, đi thôi, đi thôi, đi thôi, đi thôi. Gì đây?
Indirect modes of taxation.
Ok, ok, rồi, rồi. Thank you. Đi. Mấy phút nữa thôi. Làm nào để vào? Chưa thể vào thôi à?
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you.
Ủa, tại sao lão này trông béo vậy? Ồ, trông như cái ông gì cái thằng con của bà Chi Chi Bư Bư à, Chi Ba Bư ở trong Spirited Away nhở? Khiếp, trông ghê quá.
With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist. Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you are a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead.
Hey, that's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could.
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Is there anything you'd like to say to me?
Không,
Or
không thể kiếm được gọi là cái gì nhỉ? Dừng được cái sự gọi là chúng ta cần có một chỗ để ngủ mọi người ạ. Không. Gọi là gì? Gọi là gì? Cạp đất mà ăn à? Không tiền đúng không? Cạp đất mà ăn thật.
No.
cool? I wouldn't go that far. I'm sure there are cooler things than delivering a comically oversized novelty check to a cafeteria manager. But, sure, if that's what's cool nowadays. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear.
Không
Only
sợ.
2 words escape its
Chị
gravitational
có rất
pull.
nhiều thuốc.
Lost. And when he said, don't worry, he actually meant, be very worried.
Are you all right, Harry? You say you got this, but you seem a little anxious to me. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it
Cáo già
into
thật
their
đấy.
own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Thằng này chắc là biết súng của mình ở đâu đây.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with...
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Trời ơi, làm thế nào bây giờ? Ủa thì có level up rồi đây. Không, nhưng mà level up thì cũng chả làm được gì. Cái của mình nó thấp quá. Cần gì? Composal à? Composal. Đây. Level up thôi. Mưa.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with...
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here?
Chị mày
You
có rất
need
nhiều
to cool
thuốc.
the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry! Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors. Oh, you're being too modest, my friend. But don't worry, this annoying thing I have is completely legal. I just need you to open a door.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do.
You want to send someone a message that the police are...
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry? Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez. Of course, Harry, I understand. But if that's the case, I don't think we'll ever find your gun. Even worse, we won't be able to speak like perhaps this was just bad timing for you.
Yes, we both understand.
This may be the only way, he thinks. I won't hold it against you. In fact, we probably should reconsider later.
No, trời ơi, tôi đã bấm nhầm. Từ từ, tại sao nó lại... Cái option đấy là gì? Trời ơi, bấm nhầm. Refuse the task. Lẽ ra là mình định bấm là accept rồi.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's no secret that the... But there's a thing.
Yes.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police of... Oh, you're...
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire.
Fantastic. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny Fat Guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
The reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly.
Harry, you wound me, Harry, in the heart. But I trust you to put this to bed. Do what you must, and let's change the subject, shall we?
He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy.
Thank you for your understanding. We will.
You too, Lieutenant.
None taken. Do we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you?
I think the odds of that.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Words flow like a river. I guess word has already reached him. No matter.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and...
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Oh, Harry. You are the most regular, traditional, by-the-book law official imaginable. As do we all, Harry. We're all just trying to do our best, aren't we? It's Harry. Harry Dubois. And I can work with you, Harry. Now, what else can I do for you? Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry? That's why I like you, Harry. A good man knows both his strengths and his weaknesses, and you, my friend, you are one of the all-time greats. Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
This translates into, haha, you guys are so corrupt.
I find that very suspicious.
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man. So is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Honestly, I didn't want to bring it up, Harry. I heard you have become Measurehead's race pupil. Of course, Harry, of course. You're not some kind of a fantastic racist now. And rest assured, no one's gonna hear about it. No one's gonna know what you did with race there, Harry. Your race bonanza is safe with me. Word of how racy it got will never leave Martinez. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my! Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt, a steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. And, Jean, please take it easy with the race science. He's had enough of that. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you. Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep... You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about, and he doesn't care.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here. We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. And with finding your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go. He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left. Harry! I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
This particular brand of humor he has, it makes for a fine distraction.
I'm just a nice guy, Harry. I wouldn't be where I am now if I wasn't nice. Politics is all about emotions, and I want you to have positive emotions when you think of me.
Okay then, positive emotions it is. You like positive emotions.
Yes, yes. Low balling, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything's a casino for those rich types.
His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
Great! You want to bounce something off your old friend Mr. Clare, right? Well, let's hear it, Harry. Vanish? Oh.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole.
Yes, please, Harry. Absolutely, Harry. My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbour. I couldn't possibly remember what's in... Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
My dear Harry, I rarely do, Harry. Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white union man. Take care, Harry. Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. See you soon, Debarder. Just kidding, but not too much.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment. No trouble at all, mister. No trouble.
Ồ, bây giờ phải ra cái fritter để đổi. Anh béo tốt quá. Làm nào để xuống bây giờ? Xuống à? Ồ.
A rusting control panel with
Quá đã đi rồi lại không nhớ.
the unpromising race pupil returns. So it was. My unpromising race pupil entered the harbor and used my superior to give me orders. I salute your cunning and will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
There's a but while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it down ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup. Babe, see that they stay here the whole time. The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
So, you guys are like cops or something? Look at him. His craniometric perfection. Are you cops or what? Have you ever thought that maybe things should go to shit? I'm Katya, by the way.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it. Don't worry. Physical stuff like this is really easy for Measurehead. Mental stuff too. He's really spiritual, you know. It's late outside, isn't it? You guys must really like doing what you do to be out so late.
Nhanh thế.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today. And what you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see.
Cái hộp này không biết là được không? Quấy được ạ. Rồi, đi. Xuống. Đổi tiền. Nó đóng cửa rồi ạ?
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up!
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work, everything. An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able, usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is Lieutenant Detective. You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Muindi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Epui Descent, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Unfortunately, no. They are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes. That's right.
Yeah, we got this. We're smart. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
That's you.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says,
KK57-0803.0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date, 0803, and time of arrival, 0815, on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
HDB 41 0803. Help me out with the time of day, anyone? Let's say 1300. A good time to start drinking. 1111. It's meaningful. 1015. It's understated.
Good. Let's go with that. NA. Next. NA. Roughly 50.
Dry 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side. He nods.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mwindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish. The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Fucky fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner.
HDB 41 0803 listens, motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
None. At least not after the initial examination. Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem. They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's elsewhere yet, and so, all across Jamrock.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts.
Cái này là không save được rồi, phải chơi hết luôn.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plate tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color, yellow. Length, 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was talking shit about Kuno.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters. The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head up.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like...
You are? You're Kuno's pig?
Không có sự lựa chọn nào khác. Trời ơi, từ từ. Mình có... Mình chưa chuẩn bị thu. Không vào được rồi mọi người ơi.
You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep in the man's flesh. Then you rotate them to get a better hold. Then... a really, really bad smell is coming from there.
Yeah,
Told you,
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
He sinks. Snap. The knot is slashed.
Here. The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Chest is intact. Normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant.
No! Let's get up and see!
I fucking knew it!
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length. You should touch it.
Tại sao mình lại phải touch it?
Doesn't feel like anything. Just cold flesh under your finger.
My pig's so fucking ill right now.
Oh, your pig's pretty sick, I gotta say.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical.
Không hiểu thật
There are
cái
all
thằng nào
combat
làm
injuries on the right
cái
hand,
game này gay
thigh,
quá
and
trời
hip.
ơi.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Last item, hands. Hands are clean, no sign of a recent struggle. I was. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. Inside,
there are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary, Na. Same for toxicology and serology, Na. Unless you have untapped
reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
Cardiovascular, gastrointestinal.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too. Oh, so we inflicted them? You mean the incision on the thorax from a chain cutter? That was not a team effort, and I wouldn't mention it. Muddies the water.
See? These pigs are fucking corrupt.
Why don't you
Now, injuries. Head, chest and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. And your opinion, officer? Agreed. Next injury? So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Right. Neck, a dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
Why do you say that?
Hả? Đâu? Trời ơi, tôi lại bấm nhầm rồi.
Did you? I'm not so sure. I thought we could establish the cause of death here, officer. Now I think we should leave it empty. No, officer. I'm afraid I disagree now. We should leave the question open, at least for the time being. If necessary, I can always amend this later, in my paperwork. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But we were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
You tilt your head, also looking at the court. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Oh yes, Gobo mi Lobo. Just a small gulp away, my beloved Gobo. A small gulp away. Come back later, Gobo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into...
Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe, after he's gone to sleep.
Yes?
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting my time and yours? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real.
Yes?
Nhưng mà mình không lừa được thằng Kim này cho nó đi ngủ rồi. Rồi. Xin lỗi anh nhá. Em sẽ đi solo.
man is decomposing visibly now. Every hour, the body is reluctant to let go of the boots.
Whoa.
Yeah, fuck it to pieces for us, liar cop.
It's not completely useless. You're able to... It feels like the leg is going to come off along with the boot, but you're able to get the boot to move a centimeter or two.
Chưa. Có thể ra được không?
It's heavier than you'd think. Damn, you're out of shape. In your defense, the corpse was quite slippery. This is the right method. It takes some time, but eventually the boots come off.
Look, he's
Hell, keep at it, pig.
The legs look like they've been clawed at by wild animals. As for the boots, you can't possibly do anything with them. Yes, these absolutely need to be washed before. Didn't the Whirling have a kitchen?
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Oh yes, Kobo me lo. It's all right. Come back late.
You
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
can't tell Kuno what words to use? Fucking kipped. Yeah? Kipped! Now lay that shit at Kuno. You got your fuck bag down from the tree. Fuck more do you want? Kuno do- Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno doesn't.
This industrial gas-powered stove has been used to prepare food for a commercial pot draws your attention. It's very large. There is a variety of soaps and bleach. It's bad with those boots. Don't be stingy now. The delicious smells of cheap. All right now, chef. Light up the stove and boil them. These boots, hopefully soon, you'll know more about them. You've seen too much to be that naive. The size seems about right. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face.
Thôi, chơi đến đây thôi mọi người ạ. Ayo.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting.
Đi ngủ thôi.
The bed is still...
Here we are again, my broken bud. The way you're not... It's your...
That pain, but this suffering, it must have some kind of meaning. A story that will come out of it. Perhaps even a story that you will write yourself.
Now you've gone off the rail. You're just stuck here. In the hole.
Oh,
Maybe if you know, like, maybe if you weren't so hot.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some great...
Let it.
But it never seems...
Ông này có vấn đề, chắc là uống rượu nhiều quá này, gặp một cái sự cố gì đấy trong người ấy. Rồi, thôi, tạm thời thường đây thôi. Save game. Tí nữa chơi tiếp bạn nhé. Nghỉ một tí. Rồi. Ok. Nghỉ một tí không? Tí nữa chơi tiếp. Đi cả nhà.